Hello and welcome. This video will take you through the process for crocheting this backpack. I used about 3/4 of Caron's 1-pound yarn in soft pink and a bit of Red Heart SuperSaver in white. I used an eye hook to crochet 2 strands together. This drawstring bag has parachute cord going through 12 buttonholes. The gathering forms 3 gussets on each side. Also, there are 3 key rings, 2 toggle snap hooks, 2 D-rings, parachute cord, and a double cord lock that was purchased from Joann's. To start, I single crocheted a rectangle which measures about 8.5 by 5.5 inches. After finishing the rows of the rectangle, I picked up stitches all around by single crocheting. On the next row, I crocheted into the back loop of each stitch to create the turn for the bottom. Altogether, it was about 96 stitches. Then I began crocheting up the bag, chaining up in the back corner. To do this, when you end the row, you slip stitch into the next stitch, pull a little bit tight, and chain up, pull a little bit tight again, and then single stitch into the same stitch. This gives you a straight line instead of one that travels. Around the 5th row, I added the key rings. The ring is crocheted over 3 stitches, which is about the diameter of the key ring. After a few rows, I added Red Heart's white yarn and continued for a few more rows. I crocheted up to the point where the 3rd ring is placed. And then on the next row, I made the buttonholes for the drawstring. There are 12 buttonholes. I used a crab stitch on the last row to form a nice edge. There is a video linked below to help with this. The backpack strap is long enough to hang properly on the back. Mine is about 5.5 feet. You can see me crocheting the cording stitch in a purse video linked below. The snap hooks on the ends attach on the bottom rings. I used a parachute cord for the tie and a double cord lock, and also added a couple of large hole beads for the cord ends. Before setting in the lining, I cut and sewed in a piece of plastic canvas to the bag bottom. The fabric is a pretty Waverly print that matches so nicely with the pink yarn. I used 2 large pockets for this bag by placing a double-sided pocket piece on one side and sewing up the middle. There is also a link to a video on how I sew linings. I used invisible thread to sew through the lining and the yarn. The D-rings on the sides allow for converting the backpack to a crossbody or a shoulder bag. For the backpack, I draw the strap through the top ring and then tie a knot in the middle. and then the snap hooks are attached to the bottom rings. For the shoulder bag, the strap is drawn through one of the D-rings, and then the 2 snap hooks are attached to this D-ring on the other side. For the crossbody, the strap is run through the rings as shown to shorten it to the right length. Both snap hooks are attached onto the one side. I hope this video helps you make your backpack. Please leave any questions you have in the comments. Thank you for watching and subscribing.